Harper Audio presents When Montezuma Met Cortés, the true story of the meeting that changed history, by Matthew Restall, read by Stephen Crossley. Preface. The conquest of Mexico is one of the greatest subjects in all history. Opening line of the preface to the 1724 English edition of Antonio de Solis's History of the Conquest of Mexico. What makes the conquest of Mexico so great a subject? There is no shortage of answers to that question. For half a millennium, the story of the invasion of the Aztec Empire by Spanish conquistadors has consistently inspired and fascinated writers and readers, playwrights and audiences, painters and filmmakers. For many, the story's greatness has religious, political, or cultural foundations. For others, the tale is worth telling again and again because it is simply a ripping good yarn. In contrast, and somewhat perversely, I have written this book because I believe the conquest of Mexico is not great, at least not in the sense that it has overwhelmingly been seen for the past 5 centuries. I have therefore tried to make this book more than just another telling of the same story. The story is told, to be sure, but the book is more concerned with how and why so many have seen it as one of the greatest subjects, and how wrong they have been. That is a bold conceit, but it has a purpose. Whether you know nothing at all about Aztecs and conquistadors, or you are an expert on them, this is intended as a book for you. Because in the end I hope to persuade everyone who turns these pages that adjectives other than greatest, monumental but misunderstood, dramatic yet distorted, tragic not triumphal, are better applied to this history. And because I'm challenging the superlative nature of the conquest, and the conquistador captain most famously associated with it, I imply that such adjectives might also be applied to other histories, if not to all history. After all, the Spanish-Aztec meeting is a central chapter in the larger story of the European invasion of the Americas, leading to the transformation of global history and the making of today's world. Before beginning, some explanations, scene settings, and a timeline of key events may be useful. I use the terms Aztec, Mexica, pronounced Mexica, and Nahuas to refer to specific groups of people within the Aztec Empire. Some scholars refer to the empire as the Triple Alliance, in order to emphasize the roles played in the empire's creation and maintenance by its 3 dominant cities, Tenochtitlan, the city of the Mexica, and the empire's great island capital, Texcoco, an equally splendid lakeside city, and Tlacopan's smaller but also significant. I use the phrase too, sometimes as the Triple Alliance of the Aztec Empire. Further explanation of ethnic terminology is included in the appendix, along with a diagram aimed at helping those more visually oriented. I am one of you. With respect to the names of the book's central protagonists, I follow 16th century usage and call Hernando Cortés just that, although Fernando is more accurate. He was never called Hernan, which is a modern rendering. Cortés is forgivable as an English version that goes back to the mid-16th century. Although I follow conventional Spanish spellings for Spanish personal names and toponyms, for example, Velázquez, I do not put Spanish accents on Nahua ones. For example, Tenochtitlan and Cuauhtémoc have accents in Spanish but not in English. Besides, their pronunciation in Nahuatl is uninflected. As for the emperor of the Aztecs, it was tempting to render his name as accurately as possible, as Montezuma. But for the ease of the reader, I chose Montezuma.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?